Hi, welcome back into the kitchen. I want to thank Harris Ranch Beef for hooking me up with what I think is the most fun piece of meat to cook, the brisket. This is a full-on Packer brisket that they sent me in the deep freeze. So this is still semi-frozen, which is gonna help me remove some of this excess fat. Brisket is a very difficult cut of meat to cook. And since I'm kind of a difficult person, we just go together very, very well. This is Wednesday night. I'm not cooking this until overnight from Friday into Saturday. I'm gonna be serving this around 4 o'clock on Saturday afternoon, and I'm gonna want it to rest a couple of hours. So I'm basically gonna do an overnight cook. This is going to be 12 to 14 hours on the grill. There is an awful lot of excess fat on a brisket, so much so that you want to take some of it off, because this isn't the type of fat that renders, that just stays super fatty. So I'm looking to cut some of this down, and this is still almost frozen. And it's a lot easier to handle frozen fat than it is room temperature fat. So I'm gonna go ahead and just cut off some of this fat. It's still so frozen, it's a little tough to get through. Big fatsicle. And this is going to go ahead and give us a better product when it comes off the grill. That is about, oops, so I've already gone a little bit too far because I've exposed the meat. So that's fine, that's okay. A lot of mistakes can be made. It's still a little too cold to go in and cut out this piece of fat right here, which is called the dickle. We're gonna have to do that when this comes more to room temperature. But I just wanna go ahead and get rid of some of this fat. And this is how we start it. I'm gonna let it defrost in the refrigerator for another night. And by the time this thing is a little bit closer to room temperature, I'm going to salt and pepper this bad boy, get it seasoned, let it sit for about 24 hours before we start cooking it on Friday night. All right, so we told you that we're gonna walk you through this to the best of our ability, so here we go. I've trimmed this to my satisfaction. I don't know if it's a great trim job, but it's what I kind of do. Whenever I get the brisket out, it's come to temperature, a little bit more room temperature-y, so just gonna go salt and pepper. That's all it is. And we're just going to put it on very liberally. There we go, lots of salt and pepper. Put it everywhere, all the nooks and crannies. Yes, yes, yes. This is how we do it. All right, well, I told you that we were gonna take you through the entire process, and since we're gonna be cooking this overnight, in broad daylight, I thought I'd show you the grill setup. Come on over. First of all, the grill is clean. Nice, got all the gunk off, changed the little tray on the bottom, so we got a clean grill, very aerodynamic cooking abilities. My wife, a couple Christmases ago, got me this. It's called a slow and sear. This is a reservoir for water, so it'll keep everything nice and moist as it cooks. I'm gonna take, look over here, an upside down chimney starter is a great way to just start like 5 or 6 briquettes. That's what I'm gonna do. Plop it in right here, those lit briquettes. It's going to ignite that hickory. I've got a whole bunch of cherry wood in the briquettes that it will light and then slowly go across. The slow and sear, nice little tool, is gonna help regulate the temperature. So we do a really nice slow cook. Go ahead and get my little tray pans to catch all the drippings and everything. Just kind of piece it together, a little puzzle. And that's the setup. And that's where the magic is gonna happen. All right, well, I told you we were doing an overnight cook and we are just about to get underway. So, the meat is in, thermometer's in. This burning will come to a close once I close the lid. That's what grills do. So I've got my wood. I started the fire over there, and it's gonna burn this way and then back across again when I put a little more fuel in there. And that's what the slow and sear does. It really does a nice job regulating the temperature. This brisket's gonna need about 10, 12, 14 hours. We'll find out together. But we are underway. I'm gonna close this lid. I'm gonna try not to open it for at least 3 hours. Because if you're looking, you ain't cooking. We are about 3.5 hours in, maybe. My pit temp is at 286. That's really good. You want to be around 250, under 300. That's a good place to be. My meat temperature is 132, and I have not looked yet. Let's just take a look and see how it is. Not bad. That's a good place to start. I like what I see. I can tell I've burnt out pretty much the charcoal line to that point. Which means I'm gonna have to put some, a little bit more in there. About an hour from now. So cooked for about 12 and a half hours last night. Pulled it off the grill at about the 6-hour mark because you reach a stall point. You wrap the brisket in foil, and it's called a Texas crutch. But it's very helpful. It keeps it from taking on too much smoke, and it protects the outside of the meat while it continues to cook through. You gotta go to cook it to 203. I cook it to about 200. I pull it off, and I put it in this styrofoam crate. Put a blanket in the bottom, put the brisket in there, blanket on top we go, and we let it rest. Gotta let your brisket rest. And then you pull it out, and then you get this. Here she is. In all of her glory, a Harris Ranch beef brisket. Thank you so much, Harris Ranch beef. Before we get to the piece de resistance and give you the cut that you're all waiting for, let's thank all the sponsors first. Intercept Wines helps us elevate the tailgate. All right, it's Charles Woodson. That's a Hall of Famer. Hall of Famers know how to get good grapes. That's the way it works. We want to thank Chef's Toys. Whole bunch of really cool gear. That's a pancake flipper, a new kitchen knife, little barbecue brush. Love that. Can't have enough cutting boards. Thank you so much to Chef's Toys. Little shaky, 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 shaky. Wish I had that in the first place, but just opened it up. New set of tongs. Thank you so much. Thank you to the sponsors. Thank you to Butcher Boy. Thank you to everyone at the station. Are you ready for the moment of truth? We're just gonna do it. It feels like it's probably, I'd let it rest a little longer, but it's a moment of truth. Here we go. I'm gonna go right down the middle. Oh, it is like butter. Oh yeah, that is nice and juicy. That is absolutely lovely. We're very, very happy with these results. That looks good. That looks warm. Ooh. Yeah. Elevate your tailgate. Harris Ranch, baby. That's good.